And we are back. Now, this is not the normal power rankings. This is the 2021-2022 NFL playoff power rankings. So there's only going to be 14 teams as a spoiler. This will more than likely be my second to last power rankings. I'm going to probably be doing this, and then once the playoffs are over, I'm going to rank every team after that. And then, I'll probably do power rankings after that. I'll probably do like a draft one and all that, but that'll probably count towards next season. And yeah, at number 14, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 9-7-1. They are the 7th seed in the AFC. The Steelers needed a lot to happen in order for them to make the playoffs, and lo and behold, it happened. They needed the Colts to lose. It happened pretty easily. They needed to win. It happened pretty hard, actually. It was in overtime. They won by a game winner in overtime. And they needed the Raiders and Chargers to not tie. And the Raiders kicked a game-winning field goal in overtime. So, Steelers fans, they were definitely scared. But don't worry, Steelers. You made it. Unfortunately for you, you're playing the Chiefs. That's just like an unfair matchup, if you ask me. You guys lost like 36-10 or whatever it was. I think you're going to get absolutely destroyed again. But who knows? At number 13, I have the Eagles. The Eagles are currently 9-8. They are the 7th seed in the NFC. Once again, with the Steelers, you got an unfair matchup. You have to play the Buccaneers in the first round. Although you did almost beat them the first time you played, you lost 28-22. So, ain't another question. But you guys clinched a playoff spot, so you didn't really play your starters last week. Let me tell you, you looked horrendous last week, though. But you, once again, didn't play the starters. It's completely okay. I personally, if you can beat the Buccaneers, I see you having probably the best chance to win the Super Bowl out of all non-division winners, AFC and NFC. So that's something to look forward to, but you have to beat the Buccaneers, and that is always hard, especially when they have you-know-who, Mr. Cheats, Mr. Bailed Out. Yes, I hate Tom Brady, in case you couldn't tell. At number 12, I have the Las Vegas Raiders, who are currently 10-7. They are the 5 seed in the AFC. The Raiders, they came off of a very close but good win against the Chargers. They ultimately win that game. It gives them a playoff spot. It also gave the Steelers a playoff spot, and it bounced the Chargers out of the playoffs. So, kind of had a double meaning or a triple meaning if they were playing for the Steelers. So yeah, you do play the Bengals though. You guys played earlier in the season. I do not remember the score outcome, but you did lose that game. But at the same time, you are on a 4-game winning streak. So if you can keep that momentum, you could be very dangerous. I think Derek Carr is a very good quarterback, heavily underrated. I mean, he was like, what, second or third, or I think top 5 in passing yards this season. So, I mean, yeah. I think that Josh Jacobs, he played very well against the Chargers. I think Kenyon Drake, another good guy. Like, I just think you're one of the best all-around rosters, personally. At number 11, I have the Bengals, who are 10-7. The Bengals are the 4 seeds in the AFC. They played their backups last week against the Browns, and they almost won. Doesn't really matter though. But you play the Raiders, you have a rematch. I personally think this has more than likely the second best game of the week, whatever, weekend game, whatever. I think the Bills Patriots is going to be amazing. I think the Rams Cardinals and the Cowboys 49ers also have potential, but ultimately, I think this game does have a lot of potential as well. You won your division pretty early on. You played your backups. Joe Burrow's played amazing the past few games. Mixon, he's not been there. Jamar Chase, very solid. Now, it doesn't really matter about the regular season. It's all about the playoffs. It's sudden death. You lose, you're done. So, and I feel like the Bengals are playing for a lot more because they currently have the longest, I don't know if this is streak or active streak, of without winning a playoff game. I believe they haven't won since like 1995. So if they win, they'll end that streak. Then it'll then go to the Lions. And the Bengals have it by 1 day, which sucks. So yeah, the Bengals, you could end that streak. Next, at number 10, this is how stacked I feel like the playoffs are. I have the 49ers, who are 10-7. They're 6th in the NFC. I feel like the 49ers are potentially the most scary wild card team. So keep that in mind. I feel like they are going to make a run. The only concern is Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't know if his looks are gonna. If he looks good, people say you look good, you play good. I don't know about that one. But Jimmy Garoppolo, it depends on how he plays, or Trey Lance, depends on who they give it to. Because other than that, Kittle, amazing. Deebo Samuel, amazing. Brandon Ayuk, not very, amazing. Well, he's pretty good, but I wouldn't say first round pick good. Defense, probably top 5. And yeah, that's all that really needs to be said about the 49ers. They could easily make a run. Next at number 9, I have the Patriots, who are 10-7. They are the 6th seed in the AFC. The Patriots, they're back in the playoffs after being 1 year removed. Good job. Who would have thought all it would take is for Cam Newton to be gone? Look at him now. Probably not going to be on a team ever again, in the NFL at least. You may see an appearance from him in the USFL. And that's bad. When you're the backup to Sam Darnold, you know you're bad. Patriots, they lost to the Dolphins, kind of expected, because the Dolphins and Patriots, Patriots seem to see so, better than them all the time, but they just never are. Every other game, the Patriots seem so much better than the Dolphins, it feels like. But the Dolphins just have the Patriots' number, it feels like. But who knows? I mean, they did fire Brian Flores. By the way, what the heck are you doing, Dolphins, firing Brian Flores? I'd be shocked if Brian Flores didn't get offered by a head coach job again this season. I mean, with the Broncos, you have potential. Vikings, a lot of potential. Bears, potential. I can't think of the other team. Texans, maybe. Maybe Raiders. I think that's all of them. I'm uncertain. Yeah, you could definitely do something, Brian Flores. But we're not talking about you. We're talking about the Patriots. Patriots, they are going to play the Bills. Like I said earlier, these teams went 1-1. They split. So I feel like this has potential. I'm excited for this game. At number 8, I have the Cowboys. I know I'm heavily underrating the Cowboys, apparently. They are 12-5. They are the 30 seed in the NFC. I have them written down as 4. Let me fix that. So the Cowboys, they're 12-5. They played in a pretty easy division. Only 2 teams went above 500, and you steamrolled every competition. I think you may have been the only team to. Well, no, never mind. The Bills did. I was gonna say go undefeated in your division. That's impressive. Well, kind of. Not with the competition you had. You play the 49ers, which I think is the best case scenario for you. I don't think you'd want to play a divisional rival because those games are kind of unpredictable. And I don't think you would want to play the Cardinals at home. So, because Kyle Murray's like undefeated at, I don't know, I think it's AT&T Stadium. I don't know your stadium name. So yeah, I think 49ers are the best case scenario. It just depends on if you can stop their run game. Because if you can stop their run game, I am confident you can stop their pass game. You have, people are going to get upset with this, you have no real good cornerbacks. Trayvon Diggs has allowed like the most freaking yards this season. Sure, he's good at interceptions, but at the same time, when you're playing cornerback, it doesn't matter about how many interceptions you get. When you're allowing a total amount of yards, that's like for a wide receiver. It doesn't matter how many receptions you're getting when you're only getting 2 yards a reception. But you don't have any real cornerbacks, in my opinion. But at the same time, you have a bunch of solid mid tiers. Like, they're not bottom tier, they're not top tier. They're all mid, which is good. At number 7, I have the Cardinals. They are 11-6. They are the 5 seed in the NFC. Excuse me. The Cardinals. They lost to the Seahawks last week. They had a chance to get their division if they could have won, which would have gave them the 30 seed, I believe. Which you would have played the 49ers, which I would have been completely confident you would have won that game. But instead, you're playing the Rams, and I am kind of confident in you, but at the same time, it's another divisional game, and I feel like you and the Rams, I feel like you guys are going to clash. I feel like, depending on how the first game goes, you can make a run. Like, even if you win, I don't know if he'll make a run, but it depends on how you play that game. If you have a dominant win, I feel like you're going to have that momentum. So, Cardinals, enjoy 7 and the 5 seed. At number 6, I have the Rams, who are 12-5. They're 4 in the NFC. The only reason I have the Rams above the Cardinals is because of how that division shaped up. If the Cardinals would have won the division, I would have flipped the two. If the Rams won, you would have seen this. The Rams lost a very close game to the 49ers. Ultimately, probably had Saints fans very mad. Well, I don't know. I don't even know if the Saints fans really wanted to make the playoffs, because then it would have ruined their draft pick a bit more. Because let's be honest, the Saints, with Taysom Hill or Trevor Siemian or Ian Book, probably weren't winning a playoff game. So, yeah. But, Rams, you're going to play the Cardinals the third time this season. I'm expecting a very close game. But, who knows? This is all going to depend on how Matthew Stafford plays. Matthew Stafford, he's a very good quarterback in my eyes. The only problem is he throws a lot more interceptions. He didn't really do that in Detroit because I don't think he trusted his receivers as much. But now that he has a bunch of good receivers, he's just throwing up the ball. And that's not a good strategy. But if Matthew Stafford can find a solid in between throwing it up and, just playing normal, I feel like the Rams may make a decent run. At number 5, I have the Bills. They're 11-6. They are the 3 seeds in the AFC. The Bills played their absolute hearts out against the Jets for a practical, meaningless game. I mean, Bills got so, I wouldn't say lucky, because ultimately I think the Bills would have won against whoever they played. But you got pretty lucky against your opponent. Kind of a stress-free game against the Jets in order to win your division, which I believe is the first time since like the 1900s, whatever year they did. I'd assume the 90s. 1 year and then like 2 years and 90. The Bills are back-to-back champs of the AFC East. So that's good. But ultimately, I don't really think it matters who won the East because two of you guys are in the playoffs and conveniently both of you guys are playing against each other. So even though the Bills have the better record in the East, I would say whoever wins this game is ultimately going to be the winner of the East, even if they're not. Right, same with the Rams Cardinals. Whoever wins that game more than likely would be kings of the West, assuming unless the 49ers make it far. But then in that case, I don't really think even if the 49ers make it farther, unless they beat, you know, yeah, that stuff. But Bills at 5, and if they can just piece it together, I feel like they're so inconsistent. They're probably the best team. At number 4, yep, this is where I get a bunch of criticism. Chiefs, they're 12-5. They're second in the AFC. Well, the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl. They probably are going to the Super Bowl. Let's be honest, it's the Chiefs. I mean, but something you gotta remember: Andy Reid is known for how good he does when getting a first-round bye after a bye week. Something the Chiefs have been known for in the past is not doing very well in the first round of the playoffs. So we may see a one and done from the Chiefs. I expect either a one and done or a Super Bowl appearance or win, depending on. I can't really predict the Super Bowl. I can't really predict the whole playoffs, but I will be tomorrow. Be tuned in for that. So yeah, that's just kind of how it's going to be. You can't really shape it up otherwise. The Chiefs played the Steelers. They blew them out the first time they played this season. But once again, the playoffs are like the land where every team's could if you slip up even once in the playoffs, that could end your season. Okay, Chiefs at 4. At 3, I had the Bucks. They were 13-4. I don't know why they're showing up on 3 here. I think they should be 2. But oh well. The Buccaneers 13-4. They're second in the NFC. They get to play the Eagles. I feel like they're gonna absolutely kill the Eagles because that's just what Brady does. Now, the Buccaneers, I will gladly, and I mean gladly. Really? Sorry about that. Sirens in the background. I don't know if you could hear that, but I will gladly I'll be happy if the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl if Tom Brady retires and never comes back. Then I'll gladly be happy if they win the Super Bowl. I don't really give a crap about who wins the Super Bowl as long as it's not Tom Brady if he's going to stay in the league again. But he probably won't, so if they do win the Super Bowl, I'll be pretty upset. Because I am a Packers fan, first off. And second off, I just hate seeing the same old face in the Super Bowl every year. Whether it's a win or a loss, every year you're in the Super Bowl, it's pretty boring. You must love it. Patriots fans must love it. Everyone's like, you gotta respect the greatness. I respect the greatness. I respect him when he's gone. I won't miss him when he's gone, but I'll respect it. But as this moment, I'm not gonna respect him until he's out of the league. Just because, unless if he doesn't make the Super Bowl, that too. Alright, Buccaneers at 3. Number 2, I had the Titans. They're 12-5. They're first in the AFC. They get the first round bye. Congratulations. This is huge. Derrick Henry did not play for the I don't know how long. I think he got injured like week 7. So that was pretty good job that the Titans got the first round bye without Derrick Henry. That is very hard to do if you're Titans. I feel like the Titans are probably the scariest team in the AFC if Derrick Henry can carry off on his old ways. Where rushing for 200 yards a game. You get a bye, you don't really have to worry. You can make sure to rest all your guys. Practice though, because you don't want to be rusty. And then you'll play the 7, 6, 5, or 4 seed depending on how the results go. if I had to take a guess, I don't know. Probably not the 7th seed. That's all I'll say. So yeah, good job. And at number 1, I have the Packers. They're 13-4. They're the 1 seed in the NFC. Congratulations. They rested their starters against the Lions, and well, somewhat. I mean, they played them for like the first half, so they could like set some records and stuff. But they didn't play in the second half. They lost the game, but ultimately it didn't really matter for them because they clinched the 1 seed. And ultimately, I think they've. I mean, there wasn't even a postseason. I think the Packers would have the last pick in the first round and all that because I think they have the best record. But I could be mistaken. It may be the Bucs. I don't think it is though, or else the Bucs would have the 1 seed. Um, Ultimately, it depends on who the Packers get as a matchup. I feel like the Packers have the highest chance of making a run, but I can't really predict that. You know, then you're like, oh, you're just biased. But yeah, I think depending on how the Packers' first playoff game, in the second week goes, is how they'll shape up. If it's like a dominant victory, they'll probably not do very well, but they'll probably sliver by. And if it's a very close victory, I feel like it's a dominant one. And obviously, if they lose, I mean, they're done. But that's going to do it. Just a quick recap. At 14, I have the Steelers. 13, I have the Eagles. 12, I have the Raiders. 11, I have the Bengals. 10, 49ers. 9, Patriots. 8, Cowboys. 7, Cardinals. 6, Rams. 5, Bills. 4, Chiefs. 3, Buccaneers. 2, Titans. And 1, Packers. Okay, and then the schedule for the rest of the week. Obviously, yesterday, there was the Falcons franchise. Today, there's this video, the power rankings. Tomorrow, there's going to be the predictions, predicting the whole entire playoffs. So like wild card, divisional, conference championship, Super Bowl, all that. And then after that, there's going to be the normal tier list. The Super Bowl, wild card, barely missed, just their top I pick, that stuff. And then after that, there's going to be a Falcons franchise. And then after that, I think it's just going to be kind of random videos. I'd assume Falcon franchise. But then after that, I don't really know all the other videos I'm going to do. I'm not going to be doing any more NFL videos until after the Super Bowl. Unless if it's, just like tier lists and stuff. So yeah, I kind of want to do draft coverage, but at the same time, I don't watch college football. So I don't know any of this. I'm just probably going to pick the best player. Like, I'm just going to go to position and pick the best player, probably, is how I would do it, because that's all I really know. Like, I know, Aiden Hutchinson, I think, is really good. I think he's in the draft. I know, Kayvon Thibodeau, or whatever his name is. Stuff like that. I think Malik Willis, maybe, the Liberty quarterback, I don't know if he's in the draft, but I think he's really good from, how people talked him last year. So, yeah. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. And I'll see you next time. And happy Tuesday. And I hope, your team does well in the playoffs. And if your team isn't in the playoffs, I hope I don't know. I hope you have fun watching it if you watch it. And if not, I hope your team, does well in the draft and next season and all that. And goodbye.